Okay. My body is in chills right now because I just had this vision come to me as I was just walking. It's like, um, and I could be inaccurate. Remember that. This is just my thought, like experience. I pictured, and I could be inaccurate. That's fine. I'm just speaking my experience. See, I'm still working on that, guys. Okay, but what if when a negative thought or a flashback or something trauma related comes up in our awareness, it's like we're driving, which is interesting because that's my biggest thing, but we're driving and we're driving on the road of life, and we're driving to our greatest life, right? Like that's our destination, is like our greatest life possible. And sorry, I have chills. And what if instead of, when a younger part of us is like, can I get in the car? Can I have like a ride down the street? I need help. And we're like, no, right? Because you're the past, But what if that's what it's meant to be? What if that's what integration truly is instead of running from it, shaming it, numbing it, pretending it doesn't exist? What if it's like we are the driver, we're driving on the road of life, and as these things come in, we take them where they're supposed to go? Like the part of you that's stuck is stuck on the side of the road, and you're driving and you see it still, right? But you don't want to put it, you don't want to bring in your car because it's going to hurt, it's going to cause you pain. But what if all it needs is a short little drive, like to know that you care, and then you drop it off at its destination, and then you can drive like you don't let those things take over the driving. Okay, you don't let them take the wheel. But what if they're meant, maybe they got stuck in time and they're meant to get in the car for a little bit. You're in charge, you're driving. So if they do try to truly take over, you can tell them you need to get out now, right? But what if all they wanted was just a little bit of your time? Like, what if all they needed was that act of kindness and like mercy, of like, someone cares, I'm not just going to leave you out on the side of the road. So that came to me. And I think it's very important not to identify ourselves with trauma, but like I said, in order to heal it, and like because it will keep getting louder, And I will say this too, as far as the menu thing, at the same time, you can fill your table, right, with things you want. So it's not that's why you're driving the whole time, right? Like you are taking forward action, and as you keep going towards your absolute best life, the things that have stopped you in the past are going to pop up, right? But maybe instead of being like, nope, you don't exist, it's like, hey, come in here, let me explain to you, and then drop them off, so that it's like they're getting what they need So they know they no longer have to try to drive. They can relax. Their need has been satisfied. So, for example, boundaries. For me, boundaries. I get shortness of breath. I get, right, frozen. That's because in the past it wasn't safe to have boundaries, right? So that part, that reaction is going to come up because it thinks it's protecting me. But if it's like, hey, come in here, let me explain to you. And so it gets in the car, this metaphorical car. And I say, hey, look, I'm driving, like I'm going to my best life. I appreciate what you did for me in the past. You're awesome. And now you get to be free. Like you can come, with me, or you can, because I release what no longer serves me, right? So anyway, I just thought it was important to, if you want to authentically, naturally heal, not just cope, but heal, I believe that it's important to honor the past, like the parts of us. And like I said in that other one about passing the baton, it's like that part of us, that section of us, or that, I don't know how to call it, but it is what the choices it made is what allowed us to then, be here. And at the exact same time, it's not, trying to not judge it. It's not the most effective use of our resources to continue to let that part drive the show. So, as you can see, I'm working with it right now. But see, that's what I'm doing. I'm walking the walk because I'm feeling the feelings, but I know it's the truth with a capital T. So I'm still doing it. And so the part of me that's like, no one's going to understand or whatever, it's like, I hear you and I understand why in the past that was, very, like that was the decision, that was the deciding factor. It no longer is, because I matter too, just like you matter too. And I have the right, just like any other person does, to go after what they want. And what I want is to help people, to transform the pain into love. Transform it, not numb it. So this is another example. And it's exciting in a way. No, it is. It's exciting because I really am honoring myself. I'm not pretending that everything that I've figured out everything, which is impossible anyway, or that I understand everything yet, but I can promise authentically that I'm trying my best to understand everything, and I'm not shying away from continuing to move forward constantly. So that's why things are popping up a lot. I'm reminding myself, because it's like, hey, this isn't what we do. We succumb to other people's opinions. It's like, oh, yeah, we did used to do that, But that's where it's changing, it's transforming. So I do hope that's helpful. And yeah, I love you guys. So now what I'm going to do, I did do my 15 push-ups and crunches this morning already. And that's another thing I do is after I kind of have this aha or this moment, I'm like, okay, how can I show myself that things are different now? So, if it's like I was really weak, I couldn't do anything. It's like, okay, this is without overdoing it. So then my ankle, right? It's a learning process. But that's okay. I love learning, And I need to also think of it like that, like a classroom, like, a good teacher, a loving teacher would never be like, oh, you don't already know this? Like, get out. Like, no. They'd be like, yeah, you're here to learn. That's the point. So, I think what I'm going to do next actually is my yoga. But I hope this is helpful. Love you guys.